all the way up until Winnebago's powwow. Bring your machines and sewing projects. Teachers will be available to assist you with your projects. If you have any questions, please contact Maria Scott at 402-878-4135. That's all I have for today. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to tune in to Winnebago Talks next Tuesday, July 18th, to see the special report and exclusive interviews on the Genoa Boarding School excavation site. You can find a physical copy of the Winnebago Indian newspaper at one of our newsstands, located in the Blackhawk Community Center, Pony Express, and the Winnebago Sweetwater Cafe, or see the latest issue online at winnebagotribe.com. I'm Allison Levering with the Winnebago Indian News, signing off. Stay tuned.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to 100.9 FM, KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. We are the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe in Nebraska. You are listening to the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. We are on episode 31. We've been going for 31 weeks so far. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Coach Q, your host. I'm sitting alongside my big brother Buff over here.
What's good, everybody?
B-Love in the house. What's up, man?
B-Love.
Also joined by the one and only DJ Guaranteed.
Yeah, on the ones and twos tonight, folks. So Bethany there, she's pretty busy and stuff, getting ready for powwow. You know how it goes and everything. And powwow this weekend. So make sure that you guys have opportunity. Make sure you guys come up to Sioux City.
Yep.
All right. Guaranteed to so everybody get ready to do the cha-cha or all this other
Cupid shuffle, man. Cupid shuffle. Ready?
Electric slide, the hokey pokey. No, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we do got a good show for you this evening, so make sure and stay tuned for this entire hour. We got a lot of sports to talk about. Our big topic for today, I'm just gonna let you all know that it is gonna be Lady Indians basketball. Mm-hmm. Lady Indians basketball. Now, me and my brother Buff over here, we've got to experience and watch a lot of Lady Indians basketball in the last 3-4 decades, maybe. I know, bro. That's a lot of decades.
That's a lot.
But we've been a fan of the sport, and watch the boys and the girls from Winnebago play. We've seen a lot of athletes come and go.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of what was going to visit about just a little bit right now. But remember back in the day about the Lady Indians, remember Jim Bohannon?
Bohannon.
Yep.
Who was that?
He was actually the girls coach back in the late
80s. Like when Auntie Shree and Bates and Sister Son and all those girls played back in the day.
Yeah.
Jolene Parker and Teresa Smith and all those guys when they were all the thoroughbreds back then.
For sure. What was his style? Like, was he pretty...
He was a run and gun team.
Yeah?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he was a shop teacher. And you remember he actually had one of his classes make a big sign for the gym. They said, home of the running Lady Indians.
Oh.
Remember that, Bo?
I don't remember that.
No.
Must have been...
Yeah, they put it up on the wall, and during Bohannon's his tenure there.
Yeah.
Man, they won a lot of games on.
They did. Yeah, and then the big part of that too. I mean, I'm not trying to leave out like my wife when she played back then. My wife Patrice, and then there was Rona Steeler and Monica Hunter. I think she's married. She's Monica Cleveland now. But I remember all of them too back in the day. And then along with the early '90s with when you graduated and I graduated back then. Don Binky Snow, Darla LaPointe, Trish. Geez, I can't even remember. Cindy Scott, remember her?
Yeah.
You remember that one girl back in the day? Her name was Tabby.
Oh yeah, Tabby Condon.
Yeah.
She was a little hooper too.
Yeah, so they had a lot of them back then.
Tony Earth. We're even going like from back in the day. So that's kind of why I was trying to bring that up about the old school, because Winnebago's girls basketball had a really rich culture back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times we think, man, we had some good athletes back then, but a big thing about those is the coaches. The coaches play a big part in that, and Jim Bohannon, he was a pretty decent coach, but do you remember it was the year after he resigned and moved on because those he lost a whole bunch of seniors that year.
Yeah.
Jolene, Teresa, and he lost a whole bunch of seniors, and he thought, man, that was the team. We should have went to state then. Then so he hung it up.
Yep.
And then 2 years later,
Coach Spellman came in after that.
Ken Spellman came in, took over the pro. He was just a teacher. I think he was science teacher or something.
Yeah, something like
spelling teacher. But he took over and that's when Darla, the goat Darla LaPointe and Don Binky Snow and Trish and all those guys came up, and they were just youngsters too, but they were hoopers, man. They took Winnebago to state back in the day. So, and we had a good time watching those girls play. And then we went then we went on a struggle for a long time, man. It was I don't know I really don't know what it was, and I think that the girls program now is kind of taking care of those problems from back in the day by having these little leagues, the Pee-wees, the elementary school. They're all in leagues now.
Right.
They're all in leagues, and it was never like that before. I didn't think we started playing until we was like in 5th and 6th grade.
Yep.
And then we'd only get like maybe a handful of games or about a dozen games, But yeah, that was back in the day though. We watched a lot of basketball coming up, and like I was saying, there was a long struggle for Winnebago girls, and then we seen a lot of athletes come up, and they did good, and then we didn't do good, and then they did good, and then this T-shirt that I'm wearing tonight, I had to wear this T-shirt tonight because I'm representing the recent trip to the state basketball tournament that the Lady Indians had back in 2021, which is only a couple years ago.
Yeah. 1 second, Q. I just want to get a station identification
Indeed.
there. So you're listening to KWTN 100.9 FM. If you just dial in here, we did have a technical glitch.
Okay.
But nonetheless, we are streaming over Facebook, so make sure you guys check that out. Share this. We have an exciting episode for you folks. We have the Winnebago Lady Indians. We're talking about some of the coaches. Coach Q. We also have B Love in the house and DJ Guaranteed. Besame is on leave here today. I know she's getting ready for the celebration this weekend, the MMIR powwow that's going to be happening in Sioux City. We hope to see everybody there. And we have some special guests here. So we're going to get into the introduction. Ladies, go ahead and give us your introduction. Who do we got? Who are you and what do you do?
Hi, I'm Breezy Trolia. I'm an upcoming sophomore, and I'm a shooting guard
for the Lady Indians in the house. All right. So Breezy. All right. And last year, your freshman year, how'd you do?
I did pretty good, but it was kind of exciting because being a freshman on varsity was a totally different experience than playing A-team for junior high and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. That's pretty cool.
There was a lot more girls that were more experienced than me, but it's going to help this year too.
Okay.
More of the experience is going to help,
yeah,
being able to know the people I'm playing.
For sure. That's very good. So shooting guard here. What position do you play, Q?
Probably point most.
How about you,
You know me, bro. I did it all.
Yeah, you was down low.
Mainly down low, but I can do it all.
Yeah.
My body's telling me different now, but
it's
crazy.
Not anymore, huh?
Not no more.
All right, so you probably don't want to play down low. You just like to shoot those trays?
Yeah.
For sure.
Breezy's, she's quick too. She's really quick. The games that we watched last year, she's got a lot of speed. And when you're trying to play res ball and trying to be up and down fast, you need that speed out there,
Yeah.
And not necessarily you don't have to score all the time. You basically just got to get out there and play as much defense as you can. If you play defense as hard as you play defense, and you just stay out there and don't get tired, your coaches leave you out there the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Big Boy Sports Show here. Yeah. We also have this young lady. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Callie Wolfleader.
Callie, how you doing?
Good.
And what is your role in the Lady Indians basketball?
A forward.
Okay. And then how was your season last semester?
It was all right.
Yeah. You guys doing any summer camps and getting ready for that?
Yeah, we did a couple. We went to Oakland Craig and Pierce. We went 4-0 in Oakland Craig, and then we went 1-3, and we lost by probably 2 or 3 for those 3.
So I see like a lot of fundraisers happening for NABI and stuff. Are you guys going down there or anything like that, or?
No.
No. Okay.
I haven't seen a Winnebago team go down to NABI probably since the state tournament team.
Yeah, since back in 15.
What'd you guys
Yeah.
feel about that one? That's a long trip.
I don't think they went down. They might have went down the year after, because I know they kind of separated players, and then they didn't play on one team.
Yeah, they played on different teams.
Yeah.
Is that by design, or do you think that we don't have enough coaches, or
for one
competition?
For one, it's a really expensive tournament.
Yeah.
And you need a lot of parent involvement on a trip like that. You know,
Not a parent wallet.
Yeah, and I know that I know that we could do it. You know, we could send people down there.
Yeah.
I think the reason why I haven't tried to take any boys teams down here.
Yeah.
1 year, because they promote that there's gonna be college recruiters down there, you know, picking kids up. Well, 1 year
I heard about this. Yeah, go ahead.
1 year, one of my little Degas, Devon the Point, his team won the championship and he got the MVP.
Right.
And not one college came up to talk to him.
Yeah.
You know.
What is up with that, man?
I know. So the whole hype and why you have to buy their jerseys, which probably costs over $100 a piece extra. You can't play in like your own team jersey.
Right.
You have to wear their jerseys, so you have to buy
That's right. Well,
fees.
Then there's another story with that too. Just to share, I'm gonna give a shout out to my boy T-Bone Medina.
Let's go.
But so he was trying to get a team down there and try to take him, but he spur of the moment. He didn't try to fundraise, didn't try to ask for no help with money or anything, but he turned around and told me, so yeah, Buff, because I had one of my step boy Levi was getting ready to play, and then he comes out and says, oh hey, Levi need about $200 by tomorrow. What?
Ooh.
Hold on a second. We can't do
Yeah.
that. Come on, T-Bone,
Right.
we got to plan for this kind of stuff. We can't just, we can't
Yeah.
just throw this money out like that. So we got to plan for it, So
Yeah.
I said, you guys better be driving or something, or fundraise or breakfast burritos or something,
Right.
So it's just kind of one of the things. It's a lot of money to raise to go down to that expensive tournament like that. But yeah, it is what it is. T-Bone, if you're listening.
Shout out to you, man. But nonetheless, NABI, you guys ain't doing it and stuff. But you guys are looking forward to this coming season. Tell us about it, man. What you guys looking forward to the most?
I'd say our starting five. It's we've been together since like 5th grade. It's our sophomores lineup from last year,
Yeah.
and I think we're gonna do pretty good with that.
Hey, real quick question and stuff. Who's your family? Just so we have a lot of people that are older that tune in and stuff. Let us know.
My dad is VJ, Wolf Leader,
I figured.
and my mom is Wilhelmina Sharpback.
Okay. All right. Cool. So shout out to VJ. He used to be working in the same department, Winnebago in the news. Now I think he's down at the school. Is that no? Okay. Since moved on. All right. So shout out to VJ, man. If you're out there listening, your daughter's on the Big Voice and stuff. First time. So welcome to the Big Voice. Thank you guys for coming in. Breezy, who's your parents?
My mom is Jordan Blackfish and my dad's Pernell Blackfish.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Jordan used to work at the museum. Has since moved on to Project Lodge, doing her thing. HOSEP. Worked for Ho Chunk Renaissance and stuff. Okay. So now I get the picture. All right, now we're starting to build some fans here and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
Are you guys going to be like a patient team, a run and gun team? Like, what are you guys looking forward to?
We get Mark out up here for that question.
Okay, all right. So, anything you guys want to make mention of? Because we'll probably get some more girls up here.
Shout outs.
Yeah.
Probably weightlifting, like weights and conditioning. I think that's gonna help a lot this year. Our attendance has been pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, the Breezy here, she got a couple awards recently. Tell us about those awards real quick.
Yeah.
Lifter of the week. So I've been attending weights and conditioning like for I think 4 weeks in a row.
Okay.
Yeah, and you just lift and it helps you work on like your starts. So like when you go off and sprint and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will help out with like all that type of stuff, and jump balls, getting
Speed.
stronger and stuff like that.
For sure.
Speed.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, Coach Q, Breezy, you guys got an arm wrestle. Let's go. Like at the table. No, I'm just playing.
All right. Hey, let's get a couple more girls up here. All
Hey,
right.
oh, did you want to shout out anybody?
Yeah.
No.
No, not at all.
No.
You're gonna let the talking do on the court, right? All the court is gonna do the talking.
I remember a little one, VJ's and Willie's daughter when she was really little bitty.
Uh-huh.
And it just seemed like that was just like a year ago.
Yeah.
So I used to little bitty run around on the court, just run around, try to give her a little pound here, and then she come back to school here, and I was like, who's who's this girl down there, like down low, likes to bang down there?
Yeah.
Because like, you know, that was my game
left-handed.
back then. Yeah. Who's that one down there likes to bang? That's VJ's daughter. She was just like this big like last year. Yeah.
Hey, you mean Lil Cali?
Yeah. I have a video on that back then. I said, now she's banging down there. I said, all right, that's kind of feel you.
For sure.
That's good. Hey, we got a couple more ladies come up here to join us in this conversation right here.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get into the introduction and stuff, if you're a Lady Indian fan or maybe a Lady Indian alumni, because we were talking about those before we went on the air, give us a comment on Facebook, and they're also streaming the Big Boy Sports Show on YouTube. And maybe you're listening into your car, KWTN 100.9 FM. Ladies, introduction. Who are you, and what do you do for the Lady Indians basketball team?
I'm Tressa Big Bear, and I would say I'm a small forward.
Okay.
The 3 guard, or the 3.
Starting 5?
Yeah.
For sure. And what grade are you in?
I'm going to be a junior. This
Dang.
upcoming year.
Okay. All right. So we got a young team.
Yeah, real young.
Go ahead.
My name is Danny Harlan. I'm going to be a junior this upcoming basketball season, and I'm a point guard and shooting guard.
All right. Cool.
I see these two play a lot. I go down. My grandbaby played with the Bullets this year.
Yeah.
And these girls played at the high school one, and I get to watch these guys play a lot. And
how they do?
They're both pretty good.
Yeah.
They're both pretty good.
Let them know. I mean, feedback.
See,
is there anything they need to work on, you think?
This one here, a little bit more control because she's a little feisty.
Okay.
Likes to get in and reach and do all this and fast and play D and do all that. So
yeah.
That's perfect for this style of basketball, but there's a time you guys get a little control.
Okay.
Other one here, she's got if you mess up, don't get mad at yourself.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
get down. Just keep playing.
If you miss, forget about it.
Yeah, she sits outside and shoots 3. She's pretty. Yeah, they're both pretty good. Yeah.
And defense. I think I remember you from last year. You pretty good lockdown on the defense and stuff. You know, so keep that going.
Yeah,
Coach Q, any feedback for these?
Well, I would say both you girls. One thing that we usually do in our practices is we spend probably about 30 minutes on. We don't call it shooting, like just practice shooting. We call it form shooting, and you guys need to take about. I mean, you really outside of practice need to shoot too, but you just need to work on your forms every time. Just work on your forms, and then use that in practice because in a game you're gonna be shooting the ball all the time, you know. But you need to spend a little extra time on drills like shooting drills, and then don't just stand there and shoot one spot, move, do a couple moves, but your form has got to be on point all the time. Just extra shooting. That's all I say. Extra shooting, and then just. You got to play defense like how you guys play defense.
One tip that Quincy was just talking to you guys about shooting. This is something that my dad told us back in the day when we were growing up, and I try to tell it to Cass. You guys know my grandbaby Cassidy. So I said, when you guys just in your bed, you guys are in your bed at night, just take your ball, pick a spot on the ceiling, and one hand just sit there and throw it towards that spot. And then catch it with one hand. Just work on that follow through like this all the time. Then as soon as you start doing it, go to the other hand. Start doing it. I mean, it's a real simple little drill that you guys won't think, it's a little corny or something like that. But if you do it, it's just gonna work on that form, that follow through. Then you guys will get that rotation down on your ball when you shoot better. And it's all gonna come into play.
Exactly. That right there is the perfect drill. Even though you're not even playing basketball, you're just in your room. The way you got your hand, the only way it can balance. The only way it's going to go up is if you snap your wrist and then catch it and just keep on doing it. That's basketball form right there. It is. That's how you're supposed to shoot with that snap in your wrist.
Is there a special memory from last year that you guys?
Good question.
That you guys want to kind of let the listeners know?
Like what game or some.
Like, did you have a breakout game, or maybe the coach told you something that it just all fell together?
Maybe one of your sick blocks, maybe that made the crowd go crazy.
That's right, she did.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Now it's all starting to come back here.
I would say probably the one against Watt Hill when our passes and everything were connecting and our defense was all together, playing as one.
Yeah.
Good.
One thing I like to see, especially I'd like to see it this year with you girls, is a fast break from a rebound all the way down to the layup, but the ball doesn't hit the ground.
Dribble.
It's an outlet pass. It's another pass. It's another pass. It's another pass for a layup. Happen just like that. That's how it's supposed to happen. All that dribbling. Sometimes that dribbling isn't necessary.
We had one play. I think it was a home game. It was against maybe Wakefield. or like when a tough team and we did our press break with no pass, with no dribbling, just all passes all the way down to the court and made a
broke the press and layup.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm talking about right there.
How about you? Do you have one that you wanna?
Probably just the Pine Ridge game when I had 17 points.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's pretty
Career
cool.
high, 17?
Was that?
Hey,
Career high.
every three she threw up made it. It was like that.
I was there.
It was like that hoop was like that big. You know?
Yeah, I
Every
know
two
exactly.
threw up.
I know exactly what.
Do you remember what I said to you after the game? I said you got to keep on shooting like that. You got to have confidence like that all the time. You know.
That's for sure. Any shout outs, ladies? We're gonna get the coach, and we got one more player back here. But anybody that you want to shout out that's listening, we broadcast to 130,000 people up in Sioux City, and around here we got 5,000 on Facebook, about 236 on YouTube.
Don't tell them that now.
They're all good.
I know.
These are professionals here.
Now they're gonna be stuttering.
Hey, you guys get used to it too, because this coming basketball season, we're gonna be interviewing you guys after the games.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Any shout outs?
Better not say your boyfriends either. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah?
no, not really.
All right. So, would you suggest those people that are listening to come watch you guys?
Yeah,
Okay, why?
because it'd be way different than last year.
Word. Let's go. That's what
That sounds
I'm talking
good.
about, man. Where's my sampler at? Hold up. Let me get that. All right. Thanks, ladies.
Okay.
All right, yeah, Lady Innings basketball sound like it's gonna get exciting this year, man. I can't wait. I heard that these girls, most of these girls on the high school team been going to summer workouts. The school has a number of the coaches covering these workouts, and the girls basketball coach is here with us today, Markel Harlan.
Yeah. Give us your
What's up,
introduction.
everybody? My
Awesome.
name's Markel Harlan.
How long you been coaching?
So I've been coaching since I was about 18, 19 years old, and I was just volunteer coaching, and that's where I met most of these girls down at the Small Fry League in Whirling Thunder, and we just kind of took it from there, and we've been together ever since, and really grateful to be where I'm at today with them.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us who your parents are?
My parents are Marcus Harlan Sr. and Adania Carnes.
Okay, so a lot of people kind of recognize and kind of
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, all right, that's cool. And then we also have, go ahead,
My name is Roland Blackbird.
and who's your parents?
Marcel Blackbird and Belle Blackbird.
Oh, okay, all right,
Yeah.
Marcel. Yeah, congratulations. You're gonna have a sister on the way, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. And what's your role? Assistant coach?
I'm a freshman.
Oh, okay, all right.
Shooting
There you
guard
go,
and point
there you
Just
guard.
had to check and stuff like that. So, what's your position?
Shooting guard and point guard.
All right. So, how was your 8th grade career? 8th and 7th grade junior high career?
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell them your guys' record in junior high. I think 8th
I
grade
don't
last
know.
year. Didn't you guys go undefeated last year with Coach Walker?
We lost or I don't know.
You guys
Oh,
did
one game?
Did Wall Hill get you guys?
Huh.
No. That,
Oh, Pender. We just
Pender?
lost to Pender.
It's one game.
Yeah.
Because remember I said it when we ref.
Yeah.
And I'm like I'll ref the boys because the girls is kind of I don't know. I just can't. It's either jump ball, travel,
Girls, slap him up.
jump ball, travel. Wow. So then I'm just like, yeah, my lungs hurt from blowing the whistle all the time. No, but I ref one of their games and I played Wall Hill, and both teams played real high intensity.
Really?
I mean, I didn't want to blow the whistle at all because I was enjoying the game. I said, man, I should have been sitting down on this one watching this
yeah.
game. But it was a good game. Yeah, I think you guys did pull that one off too.
So, Coach Harlan, tell us about why you got into coaching.
Well, I got into coaching because the coaches in my life have had a huge impact on, who I am today. If we bring it all the way back, I remember Coach Q was one of my small fry coaches down at Whirling Thunder when they had that old gray basketball court and everything. And they didn't have a girls team, so it was like I was playing with the boys. So that's where it all started right there.
Wow.
And then, just growing up, the 3-on-3s had a really huge impact in the community at the time. I remember playing in Nikki D's Memorial 3-on-3. That was always such a fun time. Woshka P always had a lot of 3-on-3s. I remember Q reffing a lot of those. And then we even had Whirling Thunder put us in leagues up at Morningside.
Yeah.
And then, I was in 7th grade and I got to go on my first big all-native tourney with Terry Medina and Scott Aldrich. They brought me along. I played with Pilar Aldrich. I played with Mimi Medina.
Did you get the ball?
Yeah, they put me in. Surprisingly, they put me in for like 3 minutes at the end of the game, and I had glasses, and I was like the littlest one on the team, and it was fun. It was fun.
I remember.
You coached the boys team at the time down there.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
I remember when Markel was in a little small fry. She always she would play with the boys, and she always had geared up headbands and shooting sleeves and wristbands and stuff like that.
And socks all up to her
all the way up
knees.
to her thighs.
Got those
fashionable, right? When you play
goggles.
Yeah, I remember.
I did, though. I did.
I mean, you looked the part, and then you could play it too. So that's why it was it was good.
So like,
look good, feel good, play good.
Yep. I really love this game. You know, it's brought a lot of happy times in my life, and I just feel like coaching is a good avenue for me to give back and, you know, bring it full circle.
Did you play in college?
Yep, I did. So
go ahead, Q. I'm sorry, man.
So like I said, you know, played with for love of the game and got to get that, to dip my toes in the water in 7th grade with the high school team. And then in high school, it was like sisterhood days. And we made it pretty far. We went to like the district final when I was a junior. And that was when, you know, Kelly Warrior kind of led the way for us.
We had her on last week.
Yeah.
Coach Q, the interview was awesome.
So like that year when she was a senior, I swear I probably had like at least 10 assists a game to her specifically. You know, I was the little point guard on the team, and I would always just look for her. Like, we had this game plan, like, Kelly, as soon as I see your hand go up, I'm going to get the ball to you, you know, and it was that easy, and or she made it look that easy. And
she's 6'1", so.
Yep. So that was a fun time. Like I said, in high school, it was sisterhood days, and that's kind of the culture I'm trying to bring back with these girls. You know, they've been playing since, like Callie said, they were 5th grade, and, you know, they have that bond, they have that chemistry, and I think when you watch a game, you see that. And so developing that leadership, they're going to have big roles this year with the incoming girls like Jolan and Gianna and Kellen and Kylisha. And, you know, Breezy's a part of that as well. This is how you get people to buy in. You know, you have the leaders, and then they kind of run the show on the court. You know, I always tell my girls that when you're a leader on the court, you're like a coach on the court. You know, sometimes you can't always hear what we're yelling from the bench or anything like that. So that's when they take it upon themselves to run the show. You know, I'm pretty excited for this upcoming season. But yeah, like I said, in high school, you know, we had some fun times, and then I started getting recruited by college coaches when I was a freshman, and it's pretty crazy to think back because I wasn't like the best scorer when I was a freshman or sophomore. I really just focused on playing as hard as I possibly could. I really focused on my defense and just like causing chaos wherever I could. And then, you know, when I became a sophomore, I was like, all right, I got these coaches noticing. Now I need to start developing my offensive game more. Really focusing on shooting drills and taking my time doing stuff like that. But when I was a sophomore, I tore my ACL, and that was really hard. That was really hard on me. But I came back stronger, you know, through physical therapy and just the encouragement I had and the support I had from my parents, my coaches, you know, my teammates. And making those strides when I was a junior and senior, I got all conference, I got all tourney, and it really paid off. All that hard work paid off, and that's how I was recruited for college. I ended up going to play at Midland University for 1.5 years. My sister was also recruited. She's a year younger than me. And I was like, wasn't feeling it my first year, my freshman year, but I was like, I'll see, they're recruiting her, I'll see what she feels when she gets here. And she was feeling the same thing. She was like, this ain't it, you know? And so that was the decision for me.
So let me kind of chime in real quick. Like, you know, you said you just wasn't feeling it or something like that. One of the things that we're trying to have you guests talk about is any struggles, you know? So what was it that kind of had you leave from Midland and try to go somewhere else? What was it?
I used to play AAU basketball when I was a junior going into my senior year, and that was the first glimpse I had of what college basketball was going to be like, as far as like the culture shock, the diversity, playing with non-natives, and so that really helped me. I really appreciate that experience playing AAU ball. And I try to tell the girls, like, if you get that opportunity, if you get that chance, go do it.
Yeah.
It's going to help you later on down the road if you continue to pursue this basketball career, which they're all capable of doing. And so when I got to Midland, it was just like the coach that recruited me, her name was Ann Prince. I don't know if you guys watched the state girls basketball, but she coached Elkhorn South, I believe. And they just won the state championship for the 3rd time in a row. And her daughter's a junior. Her daughter's Britt Prince. And so she recruited me, when I got there, she left to take another coaching job. She was only the assistant, but that's the reason I went there. So right off, I was like, man, okay, now I got to get to know the new coaches. And I did, and he kind of had his own girls that he brought from, like, the Omaha area. And it was like they were all big city players, and I was just like, you know, just some res girl here trying to fit in. And I could hang with them on the court and everything. You know, I made the varsity team, and I traveled, and everything, and it just wasn't what I thought it would be. So when my sister got there, and Corey even went and played on the men's team there, Corey Cleveland, him and my sister Davia Harlan, they tried it out, and you know, when they felt the same way, I was like, okay, I'm not the only one that thinks this. So that's when we transferred to Wayne State for a semester, just to keep staying in school and stay on that routine. And then while we were there, Briarcliff's assistant coach, Angela Christensen, at the time, she texted me. I don't know how she got my number, but she texted me and was like, hey, I need you to come to this open gym. We heard you transferred from Midland, and we're looking for some girls. So we jumped on that opportunity. We went to open gym and got a scholarship at the end of it.
I know Coach Angie.
Yep.
Yeah, I know Coach Angie.
Yep,
yeah.
she's in charge of
she's
North.
now. Yeah, she
Yep.
works at North now, yeah.
She's very involved in the basketball community in the Siouxland area.
Yeah, I see her all over the place. She was working out to United for a couple summers right there, running the girls teams out there too.
Yep.
And camps, so yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's how, you know, I ended up playing college basketball. But I just kind of want to take a few steps back here.
Yeah, rewind
So
it.
because Jolan, she's going to be a freshman this year, she got to play in the camps that we had. And she really made a huge difference. She gave us some depth, you know, along with Breezy. We had some subs. Along with them guys, you know, we had Mihu, Gianna, and Kailisha and them, and Mila fill in. But that's going to be a big game changer this season, is that we're going to have a really good bench.
Nice.
You know, we're going to have players to get in, get some experience, and, you know, our girls out there are going to get some subs. They're going to get some time to get a drink of water and see what's happening in the game and get back out there and adjust. But Jolan did a lot of good things. You know, I was very impressed with her ability to be comfortable with that level of intensity. We were playing teams like South Sioux, Pierce is very good, and even Lutheran High Northeast. We beat Lutheran High Northeast, and the other teams we lost to by like 2 or 3 points. So a lot of big improvements, and I like to think that it's from the summer strength and conditioning that we've been doing.
Yeah, that is really important, you know, and then, you know, also the girls buying into that conditioning and strength training that they're doing, you know, because I've already heard stories. There's a lot of athletes that are not out there this summer, you know, training the way they should be. But I know your girls are out there with you.
Yeah, me and my other assistant coach, Brian Bosch, you know, we kind of always in our group chats are like, girl power, like, you know, leading the way, because our attendance has been really good. And we always see a new face every day. Otherwise, you know, we've seen girls for the past few weeks that have not missed a day, like, you know, Breezy, Danny, Mihu, Cassidy. You know, little sea bass, little Cassidy Bass. She told me not to say her name on here, but I was like, I'll give you a shout out. You know,
Bus been saying her name all season long. Yeah, she's gonna be a hooper though.
And so those ladies that have made it a priority to show up this summer, you're gonna see some great things from them this coming season, whether it's volleyball, basketball, or track. You know, that's dedication right there to work in the off season. It's not something that's easy to do. Not everybody's doing it, but the ones that care about, you know, excelling in whatever it is they're doing, they're going to be there. And it's not too late to come. You know, if you want to send your child down, send them down. We'll be down there tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
The school posts the times and the sessions that are going on every day, every week, you guys. So if your child that's an athlete isn't out getting their conditioning or strength training in, you know, check that schedule out and send them up to the school. They do it every day. Yeah. So yeah, Markel, I wasn't when you said you was gonna rewind it a little bit, you know, and kind of go back on a story, you know. And, I had on our topic list that I was gonna say go back to your childhood and you know what kind of got you into basketball, because I remember when your little sister Danny's coming up, when she was like in junior high and stuff, it literally reminded me of when you were coming up, because like I said, me and Buck been watching basketball all these years. And when Danny was coming up, she just looked just like you, the same style of basketball, everything, you know. And but I know that there was a little Markel back in the day too. So what was it that kind of got you? I know Garen asked this question before too, but what got you, or who got you into basketball? Who'd you watch, or was it your mom and dad? Or was it, you know, what was it? Who was the one that got you?
So man, the parent support and parent involvement I had growing up was huge on me wanting to play basketball and me staying in the game. You know, anything I wanted basketball related, you know, my parents did their best to provide. You know, they even, not only in my younger days, but when I was an adult, you know, when I was playing college basketball, if I needed a little pick-me-up, they were always there telling me to stick it out, you know, things like that. So if I could give like a shout out today, it would be to my parents, and then it would also be to, you know, my sister Davia, my companion Levi. Like, they really helped me get through those hard college years. Like, when you get to college and you play college basketball, it's gonna feel like a job. Yeah. Because it really is. You know, we were up at 6 a.m., 5 a.m. every day, and we were home, because I would commute when I was at Briarcliff. We were home at like 8 p.m., you know. Just got time to eat dinner and do a little homework and go to bed and start it all over again. Mm-hmm. But, you know, the support, I would say, is a huge factor in sticking something out and finishing it. So shout out to them. And I would say, you know, to all the student athletes out there and parents listening, keep supporting your children in whatever it is that they do. You know, no matter how old they get, that's huge. Because I seen a difference, you know, and it definitely impacted my life and where I'm at. And I can't be any more grateful than what I already am. So, you know, gratitude, a lot of gratitude for where I'm at in life.
Yeah, and then along that journey that you just brought us through too, you also finished up your degree and everything like that, right? And
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and tell us about that time. You know, basketball's in your rearview mirror now. Grabbing that diploma is, you know, next in line. Go ahead and kind of bring us to that time in your life.
Yeah, so, you know, like I said, I tore my ACL when I was a sophomore in high school, but then when I was a junior in college, I tore my ACL on the other side, on my right knee. Oh, man. And so that kind of ended my basketball career. But, you know, I still had to find some motivation to finish out my degrees, right? And so I, you know, received my bachelor's degree in psychology, and then I stayed an extra year to get another bachelor's degree in sociology. And without basketball, I really would not have gotten that opportunity. You know, I would not be sitting here saying that today without basketball. You know, basketball really helped me find motivation for that higher education. But, you know, the degrees that I have today, they're a part of who I am, and I consider myself a lifelong learner. And maybe eventually when my girls, you know, this, not only am I focusing on trying to coach to the best of my ability right now, I'm also trying to be the best mother that I can to my two girls at home, Mila and Miriam Blackhawk. You know, because I'm trying to coach and help however I can right now, because when they get to, you know, 5-6 years old, they're going to start playing sports, and they're going to start their extracurricular activities, and I want to be there. I want to support them as best as I can. And, you know, getting that higher education really helps me support them, really helps me, you know, provide things for them that I don't, you know, it would be a struggle without. And some days it is a struggle now, but I'm doing the best that I can. And shout out to all the parents out there and the moms and dads making it work for their kids. You know, that's what life's about. And If I could, put a stamp on what I want people to remember me about is just, that I try to be the best mother that I can.
Good.
And, they have a really great dad too. Levi's like the shining example of what a dad should be like. And, I hope that what we try to do as parents and what we sacrifice is going to reflect in how our children grow up and who they become to be.
Yep. Just listening to your story, it inspires me. It also makes me feel really fortunate and real lucky to have you on our radio show today. One of the things that that we had talked about before we started doing the Scholar Athlete highlights is we were talking about our own people here, our own people here in Winnebago, enrolled members here. We have some amazing people. And then over and over for during this sports talk show, when it was me, Garen, Coach Huge, and Buff, we've been talking for over the last 6 to 8 months about sports and how we want to do this program. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to use this radio station or use our radio show to inspire. We're trying to use the radio show to maybe reach out and touch some of these young athletes in a way where it might inspire them to go to school. It might inspire them to maybe even work harder during their high school years so they can go play some college ball somewhere, or track or whatever it may be. So just hearing your story and then the stories that we've gotten the past couple of weeks, they're really great stories, and like we said, we're adding history onto everyone. So the story of Markel Harlan is being recorded right now. And one thing that I really want to say, and I want to also give props to, is your parents, Adania and Marcus. I mean, I think I go to a lot of games. Your mom and dad are at way more games than I am. And I try to hit all the games up. So and then they've been going ever since you were just a little girl, and then now they still got Danny coming up, so they've been consistently at these games for nearly a decade and a half,
And the brother, they're at every football game too.
Yep. So see, like that's a good example of what all the coaches talk about when we talk about parent involvement. Mm-hmm. None of these young athletes would be where they're at without that parent involvement, mm-hmm. And it's really key. So I know that you talked about parent involvement, and the past guests talk about parent involvement. So any of you parents out there that have your child or nephews and nieces that are in any kind of sports, make sure and be involved. Be involved. Talk with them about the sports. Ask them how their games went. Go to the games if you can. Try to make all the games. You wouldn't believe it, but seeing your face in the crowd, it's really huge for these young athletes. And sometimes just a face in the crowd can make them play even that much harder.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And if you have the opportunity, coach your child. Try it out for a year, and that's something that you'll never forget. I hope one day I have that opportunity as well.
Now, Markel, you say you started with these girls when they were really young. How old were they when you first got, say these girls right here with their first tournament, first leagues?
Geez, we got in, I want to say, at West Middle. They were a 3rd grade team wearing bagel blue reversibles, and man, we only won one game that season. And it was just because it was like getting towards the end of the season, and they learned how to do a pick and roll.
Oh. They
just did that top of the key pick, and then just right off did a layup.
So 3rd grade?
Yep, 3rd grade, and then that next year when they were in 4th grade, they had a winning season.
Oh.
And then every year since then got a little better. And then by the time they were in junior high, they were beating teams like South Sioux, Heelan, East, Sergeant Bluff, and they played at, I want to say, North High. They went undefeated there at that league. They had some Resball affiliate jerseys. One time they were sponsored, and then they were getting shout outs on their Instagram page because they were winning tournaments in Omaha, like OSA, the Maybe tournament, playing against AAU teams. Just these little Res girls were playing against these teams that came from big cities, and their parents paid lots of money for them to be on these teams, right? And and represent that company and that logo. These girls were going head to head, you know, till that buzzard went off, and nobody could believe it, you know, and I'm really proud of them. I'm really proud to see how far they've come, and I really love that they've stuck it out this long, and in this coming season, you know, they're gonna help these younger girls develop that chemistry and get everyone to buy in, and it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna be a good one.
Nice.
That's good. That's good. You know, we're gonna be starting here pretty soon with our elementary and junior high boys basketball teams coming up here pretty soon. We're having a team camp coming up on Saturday for the Warpath boys. If your child's going to be going, or your son's going to be going into the 4th, the 5th, or the 6th grade, we're going to have a team camp at the Whirling Thunder Wellness Program on this coming Saturday.
Do I got the information on that?
No, but I'll get a flyer. The flyer will be out this evening, and it'll be on the Big Voice Facebook page.
There you go.
So like I said, this coming Saturday, if your son's going to go into the 4th, 5th, or 6th grade, we're having a team camp down at the Whirling Thunder Wellness Center starting at 9 a.m. So if you're interested in your son or grandson playing at a high level, real competitive basketball, if you think they're ready, just bring them on down to Whirling Thunder for the team camp. So, but hey, that kind of takes me into what I was going to ask you on your next one. I know Garen asked one of the girls if they were going to be doing camps this summer, and one of them just said yeah. But do you guys plan on getting the girls into a team camp before this season?
So we had the ones in Oakland Craig and then in Pierce. We have another camp coming up on July 17th with Whirling Thunder in coordination Pilar Aldridge and her old college coach. Yeah, so we got that coming up July 17th, and it's going to be a good one. It's for boys and girls 7 through 12. Other than that, you know, Haskell, their coach, reached out to me about one they have where you kind of spend the night, and it's a really great opportunity, but it's during the week of powwow. It's during that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And
sacrifice.
I know some of our girls dance though, so it's like, and he just let me know last month, so I don't know if I don't know if it's enough time to get something together, but you know, that was something that was on our radar, and I just don't, you know, I ask a lot of these girls, I ask them to sacrifice a lot of things, but you know, I don't know if I would ask them to pick or choose that, you know, that'd be a tough one, so we're just kind of, it's on the table.
Yes, sometimes like talking about team camps when the upcoming season is coming, you know, we have a number of coaches that will go and I guess either rent or just ask to use a certain gym facility away from home, and then the coaching staff, like your coaching staff, would be the camp runners, you know, running the camp, the coaches at the camp, running your own camp for a different team, but get into a different gym so you can have that kind of experience that you're going out of town, and that you're giving the girls all their expectations for the upcoming season and what they need to do until basketball season starts, maybe a training program or something like that. And then you also go through drills and run your offense and stuff, so they kind of have an idea of what's going on way ahead of time. So when basketball season gets here, it's like they already know the playbook, they're already in shape because they've been, you know, doing that kind of stuff. So I think that's what I'm trying to do with the little guys, but I mean, trying to do it at a smaller capacity than high school, you know. So
that's a great idea. You know, like everything you're talking about with the youth development in whatever sport it is, you know, it's got to start super young, and that same terminology and that same, you know, running the same offense, running the same defense, like it's got to start young, so when they get to high school, you know, they already know what to do, and they can just focus on, I guess, perfecting it, even though you can't really perfect something to a certain standard, but they'll at least have that foundation, you know. So that's these boys that you're coaching at 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, you know, when they're in high school, they're going to have that chemistry, they're going to have that foundation already, and they're just going to be able to focus on other things that are going to get them ahead of the game and ahead of the competition, you know, rather than getting a group when they're a freshman and they have no idea, or, you know, they've just played nothing but just, you know, like a different style each year.
And they're playing for a new coach. That's kind of tough too, to play for a new coach when you just get to high school. You're like, oh man, I never played for this guy before.
Yeah, and I think a big thing that our program is thinking about is by implementing the summer strength and conditioning. Shout out to Mr. Adam James for getting that all together and putting the emphasis on it. We try to tell the girls, if you're in shape and you're conditioned, you are able to be more cognizant about the sport you're playing rather than worried about, I'm so tired, I'm so thirsty, when can I get a break? You're not even going to be worried about that at all. You're going to be worried about, all right, this girl, she's weak when I go use my left hand, so I'm going to go that way and take her to the hole, or I'm going to, drive and kick because my shooter's out here and that girl's lagging off on her. Like, you're going to be able to think differently about whatever sport you're playing when you're in shape. Your brain is going to be ready to make those decisions, those last second decisions or whatever it may be. When the game's close and there's seconds trailing down, you're going to be able to handle that pressure because you're in shape, you're ready to go.
And we went over it. Situational in practice. That's good. Well, man, I'm just having this interview. It makes me a little bit more excited for a basketball season. I know we still got football and volleyball to go. But I coach basketball, so I kind of get excited about that. And now I'm really excited about the girls' upcoming season because we talked so many times through our live stream about the potential that the girls have. And it's just like, we had all the athletes and all in shape and stuff. But I think the mental part of the game is what these girls are working on right now, because they can all hoop, but we're just trying to get them all to the same spot up here, to like the example that Tressa gave where everybody would just click and everything just was going to do that, on demand. And not just do that like, oh, we got to get warmed up first. No, let's just do that, I know that there was a number of teams, to kind of compare with you, there was a number of teams that I coached back in the day from either like kindergarten at the Y all the way up. Because I'm 50 years old, so I had a chance to coach a lot more teams. I had a chance to coach a lot more teams, but like Jeff Barrage and Kenny LaPointe and those guys' team, I got to coach them from they was like in 4th grade on up. And then Christian LaPointe, Aaron LaPointe, Jeremy Pear, Kenny Blackhawk, ever since they was in like 3rd and 4th grade. Then the Greg and Trayvon and all those guys since they was in like kindergarten. Then I got there's so many other teams that I saw happen what you guys are doing right now. And I think it's like the perfect example of what we need to do all the time. There should be another couple coaches right underneath you with those grades that are doing the same thing. So when you're done coaching these other girls and these other girls are coming right in, that's how it's supposed to be. Filling those gaps. That's what you guys are doing right now, which is great because you can see it happening. And those courts down, the blue courts that we got in town, those blue courts, they were built about a decade ago or something like that.
The blue?
Yeah.
No,
the slab?
They put the blue on?
The new ones when the boys won state.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, the slab was down there for a long time.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about when they had all the courts now.
About 8 years ago.
Because we're kind of seeing the effects of that with these young ones that were just the little bitty ones when the state tournament teams were going on, when the blue courts were going off. This is a good example of some of those young ones that were coming up during that time that were watching the boys play. Oh, let's go, And then a couple years ago, they got to see the girls go to state, and now they should be hungry. They should be hungry to get down to Lincoln because that's the ultimate goal.
Let's ask them. Are you guys? What's the ultimate goal for this year? Just to improve? Or are you guys trying to make a state run? Like, as a freshman, what do you hope? What's the goal at the end of the season when the last 4th quarter buzzer goes off? What do you want to leave on the court?
All right, Jolan.
I just think that I just want to win a lot of games this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And improve, and then I'm going to be a good freshman.
Yeah, for sure. As a freshman, You know what I mean? Like, you got 4 more years and stuff like that, but you're hungry to get it this year. And that's a testament of the coach.
So I want to give this young lady a little bit of advice too. Okay, so just because you're only going into 9th grade, you don't have to play like that. You don't have to think like that, like you're just going into 9th grade. You think about the girls that you're all playing ball with and stuff like that. Just think of a pickup game that you guys are playing, and don't even think about what grade who's in. Don't think about what grade they're in. Just, you guys are all playing ball out there. That's how you should play.
Bottom line, have fun.
Have fun and just go out and hoop, because you know you can hoop. You know you can hoop, and then it doesn't matter if the girl's older than you or not. Just attack her. Just play your style of game, you know. But if there's a whole bunch of people sitting there telling you, "Oh, you're a good," just take that in, soak that in, but never, like we were saying to those guys last week on the show, never let that go to your head. Never let that go to your head. Say thank you, and then just keep on improving your skills. You know, all the skills that you need for your position right there, with the dribbling and the passing and, you know, smart decisions. You know, work on your IQ. And if people are there to tell you that you're doing good, say thank you, and then just be real humble about it. You know, let your game do your talking. That's the way I would say. Let your game do your talking. You don't have to say anything. You know. And
Hey,
then, yeah.
Coach Harlan, I got a question. You said you start getting recruited at what grade?
I first got like a letter in the mail when I was like a freshman going into my sophomore year. Like, so
Wow,
like
that's
summer
crazy.
before
Now,
your sophomore
here's
year.
my next
Yeah.
question. Now, college students can now get paid, right? Is that
Off
true?
your name.
Off your name.
Like Caitlin Clark.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
I mean,
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, like, yeah, those ladies are getting paid. Like,
Right. When's the Bago's gotta produce something? You know what I mean? Like, I think they will. And the next, we're gonna be here on this show. This is episode 31. I say, like, in the next, you know, we'll be on episode maybe 1200, but no, I'm just playing. Somebody's gonna come out in the next 4 years and be paid as a Native American college athlete, and that's something maybe these ladies can start thinking about, because we never thought about it. You know what I mean? We never thought about it, and that's a game changer, I would think.
Yeah, I saw Markel sent a picture up, and I think you might have shown the picture, but she had a picture taken with Shoni Schimmel.
Yeah,
and
she made it to WNBA.
Yeah, but they couldn't make money back then.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't make money off your name back then. But she could have made some money.
Same with Bronson. Bronson, same way. He could have made some money too.
Bronson Koenig.
Yeah, he could have made money off
I mean,
that.
all the casinos out there, you know what I mean? Like,
all
I'm
the natives,
sure
all the native support.
National
too.
Congress of American Indians, or somebody would step up, you know, because we got the mascot issue, you know what I mean? Like, we're indigenous and all this and that, and then the style of branding that Native Americans, indigenous ladies and men play is way different from that, and that's what everybody recognized in Schimmel and Koenig, is that they just had a certain brand.
Yeah.
And people want that kind of brand, you know what I mean? So I think, you know what I mean, like, don't forget about us.
Yeah.
Don't forget about us. Back at a little radio station, we're looking for sponsorship when you started to get paid in college.
No, for real though. Like, shout out to the Big Voice. I really, really enjoy watching the talk show. Anytime you guys are doing our basketball games, like, after that game, I'll go home and I'll watch it. You know, and I really listen to what you have to say. You know, especially Coach Q. Like, I really appreciate any tips or anything that you might see from your perspective up there, you know, up on the track, getting that live feed. Like I said before we went live, was that the Big Voice, the sports talk show, is a really, really unique opportunity, and it's something really special, and you guys are making history here. And I told the ladies that yesterday and earlier today, you know, when you get on that talk show, you know, make sure that you are taking advantage and you're soaking that in, because this is something that's never been done before. You know, back in the day, we only had a newspaper and you got interviewed for the newspaper, and that was cool. But this is something really special, and I just can't express how much I appreciate the opportunity to you guys and all that you do for our programs and athletics down at the Winnebago Public School. So big shout out to the Big Voice.
Can I piggyback off that? That's perfectly said. I appreciate that. Winnebago the News got notification. Jordana Bass is the editor and everything, but we got notification because we wrote a story. She wrote a story, took pictures of the basketball season. The Winnebago the News is now award-winning newspaper.
Yep.
The official tribe of the Winnebago.
Nationally.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
Congratulations
Let's
to the
go,
Winnipeg on the
man.
news. You know what I mean?
Congratulations.
Putting the sports on the map. Not only that, but putting the Winnipeg on the news on the map for the
man.
Native American
That-
Journalists
Yeah,
Association.
shout out to the win and shout out to Jordana for capturing all that.
That was
and
cool,
putting
man.
that
We just got
together.
notification today,
Man.
man. I'm pretty proud. You know what I mean? That's awesome.
That's a good one to score here. Yeah.
For sure.
Yep,
Oh,
yep,
man.
yep.
Okay, so I have to ask this question because my mind's turning here and
Let's
stuff
go.
like that. But the first day you meet with your basketball players, official season. I don't know if there's rules against it. You guys can't have workouts and all that. But anyways, the season is open, right? In one sentence, what do you say, Coach Q? I'm gonna go with you first because you've been coaching for so many years, and then I'm gonna go to B Love here, and then I'll have you go.
Okay.
But in one sentence, what do you say to your players, like to kick off the season, like the first day of practice, the first thing that you say to them in one sentence?
Man,
what do you
one
say to them?
sentence?
In one sentence.
Let me go first.
You don't ramble on or anything like that. You just say.
I know.
Everybody get on the damn line. Let's run.
Let's run.
That's some.
Let's run.
That's one sentence, right? That's what
one
you
sentence.
as the coach.
There might be a comma in there somewhere, but that's one sentence.
Okay, Coach Q, what do you say? One sentence.
Man.
Everybody on the
I
same
know,
line.
right? Hey,
Give me a hot dog.
mine would have to be talking about defense though, like because you know how they say defense wins championships. So I would have to say something about like this season. this season starting today.
There you go, man.
You put everything on the floor and you leave it on the floor.
You
know?
put everything on the floor. You leave it on the floor.
Leave it on the floor.
Get some T-shirts, bro.
Yeah.
Get some T-shirts. It's
Yeah.
gonna sell. All right, Coach Harlan. What are you gonna tell your girls to 2023-24 season, basketball season? First thing you say to them in one sentence.
It's tough.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and when you're out there, respect all, fear none. And if you see someone with the same jersey as you, everybody love everybody, because that's the end of my sentence. But if I can build off of that,
a long sentence.
if I can, there was a comma inserted there. It was a complete sentence.
I saw 3 commas.
That's awesome, man.
But yeah, you know what I mean, like what I just said. These girls, something we try to stress with them is pick each other up, encourage each other. You guys are all you've got when you're out there with those jerseys on. You know, that's what the fans see. They see you guys as one. So act like it and be there for each other. So that's something we're really trying to work on.
That's
you know?
what I'm talking about. Do you guys hear that? The
They
ladies
hear-
are back here and stuff
They
like
hear
that.
it every day.
For sure.
Like we tell them, you know, when you put that Lady Indians jersey on and when you step out on that court or you're part of this team, you really represent yourself, you represent your family, you represent your people. Take pride in that. You know, I always tell them applied pressure is a privilege. You know, having that pressure, being nervous, it's a privilege to have that feeling. And as you go about your life, it's gonna start to click, you know, that it's gonna make sense.
Okay. Cool. Now, I'm going to do trivia here. Coach, you're going to have to go against one of your players here, and then we're going to see it all here. But which player do you want to play against? Do you want to play against the freshman, or do you want to play against your
trivia?
captain? Yeah, we're going to play basketball trivia. Come up with a trivia question, see if they can get it. I got one to start us off here, but this is for bragging rights here until you guys come on again. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna call up Breezy.
All right, come on up. Hey, any shout-outs?
Jolan, any shout outs, Jolan? No.
No shout-outs. All right. I'm sure that we'll see her back in the studio talking about the season later on. But good luck on the season. Work hard. All right. Breezy's going to come up. So this is trivia, okay? So the first question here, the first one to get it is going to win some of this. Take home this whole bowl here.
Hide this.
Okay. All right. So here's my trivia question. Then they're going to give you guys a trivia question. First one to answer is going to get the points. Are you ready? Who is this year's NBA #1 draft pick?
I don't know that.
The reason I asked because they were talking about him all weekend long. I was out in Vegas and they had like summer tryouts or something like that. But yeah, do you guys know who it is? Okay. Here, okay, so here's the second part. Who got the number 1 draft pick this year for NBA? Do you guys even watch NBA?
No, we.
Okay.
Tell them who you watch.
I usually watch college basketball because I feel like that's more intense and it's more of people's prime.
But
I agree with you.
Women's
Women's
specifically.
college
pure.
basketball.
It's more real.
It's more pure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who won the NCAA championship this year for men? Which team?
Ask the women's. Who won the women's?
No. Do you know the men? Do you guys know it?
God, I forgot.
Wasn't it like the Cinderella team? Like a Cinderella team? Right? Like
I
an
don't know.
underdog?
I was hoping you guys are the experts on the sports and stuff, but
LSU, women's basketball.
LSU won the women's. Yeah. They beat Iowa in the championship.
yeah, I remember that. Why
Hey,
is that weird that we know that, right?
What the
Why is that weird?
Hey,
Okay.
Hey, G, we watched that game together. You remember we was playing poker?
Oh yeah.
Remember?
No, that was the football.
No,
it was
down to Snyder's on my
Next
birthday.
question. Next question.
Yeah. Hey, I think I was playing too many. I was worried about winning those cards. I forgot who even played.
Right. I think it
Wasn't my squad.
So we stumped everybody on this one.
Boise State. Was it?
Okay, do you got a trivia question for him?
I'm
Okay.
still trying to think of this.
Okay, I got a trivia question. It might be easier for you than you, but then if you know a little bit of basketball
You can
history,
use a lifeline. No, this one.
this guy's nickname is Dr. J.
Do you know it?
One of the biggest icons in basketball.
Not Dr. Dre, Dr. J.
That's what I was thinking.
Dr. J. Okay.
Michael Jordan. The goal.
No. Who? Okay, this guy's. Okay, scratch that one. This
Okay,
one's.
all right.
Oh
Let's go.
man. Trying to- Oh man, I can't even think of it now. Because my questions are from back in the day.
Hey, it was UConn men's. I said it. I said it. Didn't I say
I
it?
got everybody.
I couldn't remember.
Everybody jumping on Google here.
I know. No, all my questions are from like back in the day.
Okay, give me one of Kobe Bryant's nicknames.
Oh,
Mamba.
Oh, she
Black
got
Mamba.
you, man. That's what I'm talking about. Is that right? Is that right?
The Black Mamba.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. Give me one of Adonis's nicknames. You guys don't do NBA, do you?
Mm-mm.
All right. How about Caitlin Clark's nickname?
His nickname?
Has she even got me?
I think they just call her like the goal.
I would
Or
take
is that
it.
everybody?
I would take it. Say it.
The Hawk? No.
the Hawk.
The Hawk.
The Hawkeye.
Speaking of Caitlin Clark, these ladies went and saw them play against the Huskers back in February.
What?
So that was cool.
Really?
Yep. Do you want
Who
to share
won?
a little bit, Breezy?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched them play Nebraska. It was pretty cool. We saw Caitlin. Nebraska had really good defense down low because she was struggling down there in the paint at least, and she had to pull like some sick threes.
She
Man.
pulled them from the logo too. I think from the end, almost half court,
crazy.
and jumper.
Yep.
That is crazy. She just boom and like, how in the world? You know.
I think at halftime it was like maybe the Huskers were down 4, and then the second half the Hawkeyes just took off. Caitlin just caught on fire. It was wild. It was really awesome to see though, like in person, like that style and level of intensity. She's so fast. She's so fast.
As Husker fans, we hate the Hawkeyes, but we all tuned in to watch that girl play.
Man.
I try to watch every game she played because she's that good.
Yeah, I was just seeing posts and stuff like that with her stats. And I was like, oh man, we gotta watch this. And I started watching and couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Such a good player to watch, man.
For the win. You guys
Oh.
ready?
I'm answering this one too.
All right, here we go. Last time Winnebago went to the state basketball tournament.
2021.
Men and women's.
2021, the girls.
2020?
21.
What was it, Q?
21, the girls.
The last time boys are girls.
Right there on my shirt.
What does it say?
2021.
Who got it?
The girls.
She got
She got it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Coaches. That's why she's the
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah, hey, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up the interview today, but first and foremost, I want to say thank you to all you young ladies for coming in here and sharing a little bit about what you guys been up to and what you guys' expectations are. Then I want to say a big shout out to my big brother Buff over here for joining me in this interview, and DJ Guaranteed for stepping in and on the ones and twos. Hey, we need to make one like that for me, man.
We went long, man.
I know.
But hey, we got no.
So and then a big thank you to our spotlight collegiate athlete of the week, Miss Markel Harlan, Coach Markel Harlan.
You had the athlete of the week. Ladies, make sure you guys sign the
Give
Wall
her
of
athlete
Fame.
of the week?
Yeah.
You gave her athlete of the week.
No, I am, but she's the scholar athlete of the week spotlight that we did today.
Oh, I'll say it like
I'm
that.
trying to say thank you to her for stopping in and sharing her story with us.
Yeah.
So the last 4 weeks we've had a collegiate athlete who graduated, got their degree, and came
Pilar,
back. It started with Nick Sansasi.
Yep.
And then Pilar, and then Kelly Warrior, and now we have Coach Harlan here with us today.
Yeah.
Sharing her story about her childhood, on into high school, her sports, on into college, her sports, grabbing that degree, and then telling us what she's up to now.
And coming back and
serving her people, man. That's and then, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's listening out there on YouTube, Facebook, or even on 100.9 on your FM dial KWTN, if you guys are enjoying these inspiring stories, please send the Big Voice a comment or a message, inbox them, let them know that you're enjoying it, and we'll continue on bringing these stories to you like that.
We getting off our athlete of the week this week? Or
Okay, let's do it.
Go for it.
All right, my athlete of the week, since we're here, easy one for me is Markel Harlan. All the work she put in from nowadays and the past.
Yeah, for sure.
Good job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I mean, to receive one of these and stuff means a lot to us and stuff. And not only that, but I know that this week you're taking the time out of your time. I know it's getting late in the evening and people have things to do and stuff. So appreciate the family and everything to allow you to come up here. Coaching is not a 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? And you're always coaching no matter where you are. So very well deserving. Thank you, Q, for doing that. We do have a medal for you.
Oh, okay.
Support
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
And there's a sign they want you to sign out there too.
The Wall of Fame.
The Wall of Fame.
Wow. Yeah, this is really special, you guys. Like I said, I'm gonna be like old Gaga looking back and telling my kids to go check that out.
Yeah. Well, just remember, this ain't gonna be the last time you're on the show, because we're gonna get you on here during basketball season too.
Yeah, for sure.
All right.
Okay, and then I'm gonna give my athlete of the week out real quick. I was seeing all over Facebook today that we got a couple of young Winnebago baseball players playing in an all-star game down at West Point. So I got another nephew.
Hey, this guy, all relatives.
I got another nephew. Yeah, I'm a little biased. Yeah, jeez. Giving out shout out to my little nephew Raiden Decor. He's representing Winnebago down in West Point at the Broncos, I believe, all-star game down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him my athlete of the week this week.
I believe Braden Brownberg was also one of the ones.
And he's playing with a different team. I mean, different town, but I think they're on the same team.
And congratulations to both those boys.
Yep, for sure. Good job, boys. Yeah, good job, boys. Way to represent.
Final word.
All right. This is the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. You're tuned in every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Next week we'll have episode 32. Yeah, we're going to have a good interview next week. I'm hoping to see Aaron LaPointe, one of our former Winnebago athletes, went on to play some college sports. Also transferred down to UNL, got his degree, and now he's doing some big things here in Winnebago. So make sure and tune in next week. Same time, same place. You're listening to 100.9 FM KWTN, the Big Voice Radio.